necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the Ask the Experts show with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Enjoy being educated in such topics as personal injury law, community association law, family law, bankruptcy law, along with health show topics like pain management, men's health, and dental implants. Now, sit back and enjoy today's Ask the Experts with host Steve-O.
Good afternoon. You have the Ask the Experts after the hurricane. Is that what it was, a hurricane? I have never prepared so much in my life, and I'll bet you our guest, hey, this is the Financial Network, and this is the first Thursday of the month, so that means it's time for the Simon Group USA. Good, and we have sort of a special guest. He's on with us kind of for the first time, though he's been in studio. We have Daniel Simon and his mother, Phyllis Simon. Both had surgery on their knees. Was it the same knee?
Same knee.
Same knee. Last week?
Last Thursday.
Wow. Did you hold? Oh, did you hold hands?
No, we didn't hold hands.
Okay.
Don't like wrestling, by the way.
Okay. So we got to kind of feel a little sorry for them. They're recuperating. And Phyllis, of all times, to get laryngitis before her show. So Phyllis, I mean, this is like a hospital here. And, oh, hello, Freddie. That's the first time I've never seen that mic work. So today's show, we're talking about wealth management. But before we get started, wasn't that crazy? All of a sudden, we've got a Cat 5 hurricane coming at us. I mean, it was coming right at us. I have never seen people at the stores. You were lucky. You started early, Phyllis. I went to Target just to get water. I said, you know what? Maybe a lot of people don't know they have water. I go there out of water. All of a sudden, I'm checking out, and they go, we have water.
And of course, all the way in the back. And that's what happens
But
a lot of
that's what
times.
I came there for. So I go to the back, get in line. I am telling you, by the time I got up to the line, no water. And it was the story of my life. I go to Publix. Oh, we're out. We got it coming in tonight. No, I got to get it now. But, I mean, it's different when you've got a Cat 5 supposedly coming at you.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry, you know.
I know, but you know what? I did a lot of safe. I've never boarded my windows up. Now, I don't put that for cock the tape up like people do on their window, but we had people come out and, do all the measurements, and we put boards up because you cannot get shutters 2 days before a hurricane.
Not at all. Not at all.
And then it's a slow-moving hurricane, so we go through 5 days of agony. Unbelievable. The worst part is on Tuesday, I mean, we knew Sunday we weren't getting it. Tuesday, did you notice a lot of the banks were closed?
Mostly every single one of them.
How do you close a bank on a day? Banks are not supposed to be closed 2 days in a row unless it's a holiday. Well, that was basically for us 3 days in a row. UPS, where I have my mail at, they're closed. Can't even get the mail, even though they delivered the mail on Tuesday. It was crazy. So, any weird experiences at all?
Nothing weird. Pretty much basically status
There he goes.
quo.
Listen to this. Okay.
Status quo.
Tell us how easy it was. Well, you know what? This is the Health and Wealth Network. This is the Financial Network. This is the biggest financial network station in all of South Florida. And I'm going to tell you something. I am so proud to say, and I'm going to give you the name of their company again. It's the Simon Group USA. What I love about you guys, first of all, this is a son and mom team. And I'm telling you, I was crying the first time we met. Nice people from New York.
Sorry to hurt your feelings, Steve.
But I got to tell you something. You know what? Just hearing you talk, boy, you know your stuff. I mean, and you know what? You don't talk over our heads. Because you know what? Some people have just gotten into wealth. They haven't had wealth all their life.
Yeah.
And those, I mean, I used to represent pro football players. Those are kids coming out of college. They know nothing about money. But after spending now as much time as I've spent with you, I got to tell you, if my son was going to play pro football, the millions of dollars they get now, I'm marching them over to your office first.
I appreciate
I mean,
that.
I really feel that because you got to be able to trust the person who handles your money. And you are in a, God, I would never be able to be in a position like you because you could do 30 incredible deals for your client and that one bad one, that's the one that sticks out. So you have to be on your toes. You
Constantly,
really can't make
yes.
mistakes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And there's no crystal ball.
There is. I lost it when I was 7, Steve. The
I
bottom.
knew he was going to start. I was just waiting. So who's going to, you're going to tell us about your company.
I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to break it down to the point of what we exactly do. This way people understand. And the Simon Group, we do wealth management and we do risk management. And everything starts with your risk. And what I mean by that is everything is based on your health. What are your risks? You have your health, you have your life, you have disability, long-term care, property and casualty. That's all the things that are put at risk because you're trying to insure something that you bought or you own to protect from them. But if you're not healthy, you can't make money to protect these things. So what ends up happening is the first thing you have to look at is your risk side. Your wealth side, which is your IRAs, savings, real estate, 401ks, your investments, your stocks, your bonds, baseball cards. It doesn't matter what you're collecting, comic books from there. That's your wealth side. Everybody likes to talk about the wealth, but no one ever wants to talk about if you get sick, where do you pull your money from, where your tax advantages are. Okay, what happens with Social Security, what happens with Medicare, which October 1st, by the way, is open enrollment.
Do people think that they're never going to get sick?
Of course, they think they're Superman.
Okay, I mean, I'm serious because it doesn't seem like they pre-plan.
No one, you know what? More people spend more time planning for vacation than they do their retirement. No one ever plans to get sick. New studies showed if you live past age 65, 75% of the time, you're going to need long-term care. That means someone coming to your house to take care of you. Now, I look at the risk side is what is an insurance company? And to keep it in layman's terms, an insurance company, to me, is a bookmaker. They're a bookie. They're going to bet on your life and your health. So if I gave you odds right now, and we were in a sports book, and you said to me, Dan, I want to put my money down. And I said, look at the board, Steve, and you see 40,000 to 1, 15,000 to 1, 3 to 1, 1 to 1. Where do you put your money?
One.
Well, 1-on-1, 'cause that's a sure thing. So if anybody doesn't know how to bet, the 40,000 is the long shot. Like for every dollar you put down, you make $40,000 on it, right?
Should you put a little there?
You should, but you know what that 40,000 to 1 is? That's your house. That something will happen to your house. 15,000 to 1, something's going to happen to your car. The 3 to 1 is something's going to happen to disability, meaning you're going to need long-term care. You're going to become disabled sometime in your life.
What is considered long-term care?
Long-term care is considered you can't do 2 of 7 daily activities. And there's a million companies out there that offer it from there. So what ends up happening is that if you can't take care of yourself, you can't dress yourself, you can't feed yourself. I mean, there's so many different stipulations from the company. But just to make sure that if you couldn't do those things, they give you money on a daily, or they pay for a facility, or pay for someone to come help you take care of your things from there. This way that you don't have to go to your family and have them leave work and help you during the day. This way you're not taking away from their careers or their livelihood also. So the main thing is that it's a 3 to 1 shot that's going to happen to you. The 1 to 1 obviously is death, but I don't know when. If I knew that, I wouldn't be in this business.
How do you convince people to think about that 15 to 1? How do you get them to say
I don't know what
you
odd
gotta-
15 to 1 is, but we'll
Whichever-
figure that out.
No,
That's
but-
the 3 to 1 or the 1 to 1?
No, the 3 to 1.
For the long-term care?
Yeah. How do you get people to say, I'm going to think about this because it could eventually happen to me?
Well, the whole thing
it could
is
be tomorrow.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to your health. When you are acquiring or looking into insurance, you have to look into how healthy you are. Remember, insurance companies are going to rate you. Remember, they're bookmakers. They're going to look at your health. And if you're not healthy enough to purchase it, you have to come self-insured, meaning you're going to use your money from the wealth side, which is the stock markets, or it's going to come from your real estate, or it's going to come from your savings, come from somewhere else. The fund, people either coming to take care of you, or you got to hire certain companies to do that for you.
You know, we're going to go to break. The name of the company is the Simon Group USA. Give everybody your phone number.
You can reach us at 954-599-1950.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, we have got so much to talk about. And a lot of this is about pre-planning. And I've got some questions that I cannot wait to ask you. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950. And we are back. We're here. This is the first Thursday of the month. We're here on 7:40 a.m. Hey, you know what? If you have a question for the Simons, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have another advisor. Give us a call here. Maybe they can give you somewhat of a second opinion. The phone number here is 888-721-0074. We're talking to the Simon Group USA, and we're talking about people sitting down with you, and you've got to put a roadmap together. But you're almost like a doctor doing a history and physical, because you got to find out everything they have going on before you everybody is different. So when somebody sits down with you, is it for an hour, 2 hours,
It's depending.
30 minutes?
Depending on the time. And the main thing is getting to know somebody. And, you know, I don't even know how to say this to the point of, everybody will sit down with either their stockbroker, their insurance agent, their lawyer, their CPA,
Right.
or accountant, depending on which one you have from there. They get pulled in 5 different directions, and they get 5 different advices.
Right.
Now, this is what separates us from everybody else in the world. That when the accountant or the CPA tells you about life insurance, they might have just got licensed in life insurance. They're not specialists in life insurance. The stockbroker might be a specialist in the markets, but he's not looking at your health insurance, the life, disability, the property and casualty. Your insurance agent only has certain licenses out there. They push you the house product. Everybody pushes their house product. We're a fiduciary, what makes us different. There's only 5% of our industry that are fiduciaries. We have to do what's in the client's best interest. We offer every insurance company. We offer every financial company. So the company you're using now, we actually put each company side by side. With your problem, we find the solution. The products come when the solution shows up. So let's just say someone's looking at annuities. And yes, the big box insurance companies come to you and they say, they have the best annuity. That one has the best annuity. We'll put all 3 side by side and let's start picking them apart. And we'll tell you who the best is with a non-biased opinion. What happens is, whatever company that person's representing, they're the most biased to that product. And that's what people end up owning. And they love the guy.
Not the case with your firm.
No, not at all, because guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to guess you to death. I'm going to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but it's better to know the truth now than, God forbid, something happens to you and the truth comes out then, and then you can't do anything about it. We're advocates to our clients to make sure we treat everybody like family, even if they don't pay attention. We still treat them like family, to the point of that we're going to tell you what you should be doing, what you need to be doing from there. And what we do is we try to make it where it's very feasible for the client. We actually go, if you look at the TV shows when they had the magician, where it's all black, it tells you all the secrets behind the scenes. We go through our clients and we tell them what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to the fees, when it comes to what the product's really structured for. They get to know what they have. Because it's like this, Steve. You spend so much money a month on your car, correct? If I tell you, Steve, what kind of car do you own? You're going to tell me I drive a ba. I'm like, how's the engine? You're going to say the engine is this and the color is this and ba. But you spend that $500-$600 a month on it. If I asked you that $500-$600 a month you're spending on your insurance, what is it? Ba.
Exactly.
You don't know, because what happens when you buy insurance? You buy the policy, you throw it in the drawer, you never see it again. Now, we've seen cases where people come in and the secretary is on the beneficiary. She hasn't worked for a company in 20 years. We've seen things where children...
They're that outdated.
They're outdated. I'm telling you what, beneficiaries are the most important things. An insurance policy is almost like a car engine. There's moving parts. There's so many moving parts, and depending on what you bought, because of the cost internally of what the insurance is, it might be tied to the stock market, might be tied to the bond market, might be tied to dividends. It's almost like every 5,000 miles you need an oil change. Well, every year you need to review every insurance policy you own, even though you don't have to do it. We do it for you to let you know what you own. This way there's no surprises when you go to cash it in, for say. You know, my mom tells to me, God forbid when someone passes away, no one ever complained they own too much insurance.
That's right.
They gave us too much money. Yeah, okay, of course, that's what usually happens. They show up with too much money. That's not what happens. So what ends up happening is people are always ill-prepared for that time. So it's a mandatory that you just take it once a year, grab the box of all the old policies, throw them together. There's policies out there you probably don't even remember you own. You should come in, do a review. Main thing is a review on that. The investment side, market's at all-time highs right now. We know that. If you have any insurance products, annuities, life insurance, I don't care what kind of insurance it is, it needs to be reviewed. Companies are changing. We all know everybody was buying each other out. A lot of companies were merging together. Those products are changing also.
Well, I got to tell you, I watched my brother-in-law in Dallas, who's a big doctor. He had a financial planner. He just retired this year. They did a wonderful job for him. But I used to say, but it seems like you're there like a couple times a month. And it's kind of what you're saying. You can't just come in one time. Things change.
Always.
You know what?
Market moves on a
sad.
daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was at. It's at now, but it was up over 400 points a day.
Because we're in a recession, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. We're in a recession. So, but supposing men live to what age?
Depending, 86, 84
Okay.
to 86. Depending if you're married or not. I mean, there's so many different variables. But let's just say we're going to average out everybody. No kind of hurry, so to speak. But
I understand.
Let's say 82 years old. Right? Let's say we're going to give 82 for men, 84 for women.
But what's happening now, I got to tell you, I've had a lot of friends of mine pass who are in their early to mid 60s. So you've got a plan.
You don't want to
You
outlive
can't
your
say,
money.
well, I've got till I'm 80.
No, because you don't want to outlive your money. And what's happening is people are afraid to outlive your money. And let me tell you something. If people are on the track that they're going with, okay, remember, I do the wealth management. I have a lot of specialists that work with us. I bring my specialist in, and we put everything on the board. So when you sit down with us, you have 6 or 7 specialists, and all the different topics that we discuss are the specialists in that field, and we come together with a game plan so we'll work together on there. The route that people are going now, baby boomers as old as they're getting, and they're the next generation passing through, as a market guy, I don't want to say I'm going to start investing into cat food and stuff of that nature, because people are going to be outliving their money, and they're going to start, you know what I mean by that. So it comes down to being of how do people turn around and make sure they don't outlive the money. And we come up with a game plan for that. Their main thing is usually people, if they have nothing for nothing, they usually get Social Security and the Medicare are the 2 things that they're going to get. If they have a pension, God bless. If they have money saved up for them, that's great. So it just adds to the pile of how much money they can start pulling
Can't
from.
live off of Social Security.
You cannot. And a lot of people come to us, and, we have 3 different divisions in our company. One, we have the business and individual side. Then we have our private clientele. And we have our sports entertainment division. My father taught me one thing. I don't care if they have $1 or $100 million with you. Treat everybody the same. We never turn away anybody. And it's a mitzvah for me to sit there and help people out. I feel good when I help someone out. They walk out that door, and I know that their family's taken care of. They're going to be taken care of. And it's a peace of mind for them that they can turn around and call me 24 hours a day. If there's a problem, there's an issue, any of my staff members, if there's something going on, they got to speak to us immediately about it so we can fix the problems.
What kind of feedback are you getting from your clients? Because all we hear is, you just brought it up, oh, recession's right around the corner.
Well, it's kind of funny. My feedback was, which was a really funny story, was here comes the recession. And a couple months prior, I hate to say this, that people in the media were talking about the only way to knock the president out is to have a recession. And then all of a sudden the media started talking about recession.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, well, you know what?
Wishing for
it. And I listened to Walmart. The next day, that 800-point drop, Walmart came out and said it's the best they ever seen.
Exactly.
So I'd rather listen to Walmart than the media at this point, of what's really going on.
So what do you tell people that want to put some money into the stock market?
You can never time the market in general. And I always say get dollar cost average, depending on the period of time. Everybody says, oh, the course from 1930 to where we are today, after fees and all said and done, the market average is 5.5%. Well, what's your time period?
Is that true?
That's what they say.
Okay.
Right?
Have you ever met I have never met them before.
I never sold hotcakes either, but these financial plans are going off the shelf like hotcakes. So if you want to look at what it is, I don't know who they are, but I know who you are.
Yes.
So what ends up happening is if you turn around and say to yourself, when do I get on the Ferris wheel and when do I come off the Ferris wheel? What's my time period? So some people might have got in right before the drop or after the drop, depending on what your return is going to be. So people have to know the earlier they start, the more longevity they have in the markets to get a great average. People also have to realize that if you keep on trying to time the markets jumping in and out like jump rope, you're going to end up falling on your tush every single time. So the main thing is coming up with a game plan where some of your money's in the markets, some of it is more fixed products out there. You might have a spread out portfolio when it comes to the markets. Listen, nothing for nothing. I went to a bank this morning. They're giving me 2% in a savings account. 2%. Where are you going to find that?
Wow.
And I was like, wait, the money's not at risk?
Get excited about 2%.
Yeah, of course. Well, this type of market, listen, we might even lower interest rates. You saw the news, they want to lower interest again.
Right.
So where are you going to get this interest? Because remember, for you to sit there and to pass your money, Grandma and Grandpa need a good interest rate so they don't use the principal of that money so they can live off of that, but they start using the principal, that's less for them to pass. So that's why you have to look at what's really being pulled. It becomes a family event when it comes down to what's being passed to the next generation.
Well,
How do
look
you
what
spread
gold's
wealth?
done. I mean, it started going down, and now
Fear.
look what's happening with gold now. It's like over 15 yesterday.
People get
Over
afraid and they run to
1,500.
gold.
So I guess when you sit down with someone, you know everything that needs, because you don't just concentrate on one area. It's like you got a list of things.
Of course.
Like a candy store.
Well, what I do is it's like a candy store, but actually I do it a little bit differently when I sit down with clients. I call it the financial pizza. Everybody understands pizza, right?
Right.
You get 8 slices. Any way you cut it, you get 8 slices from there. The right half of your pizza is your risk side, so you're going to have the health insurance, the life insurance, disability, long-term care, and property and casualty. That's usually what people have. On the left side of your pizza, you have your savings, your IRA, your 401k, your real estate. Then what I call your extras, your toppings, your pepperonis, your olives, your anchovies, is all the extras of the stock accounts, and you have the collectibles and this, that, the third. So what happens is when you sit down and someone says, well, my financial future, and everybody wants to sit there and try to sound very elegant and tell you all this great stuff, and they confuse you that you have no idea when you walk out of that room after that hour. You're like, I have no idea what the guy said. All I know is I think I have some of this and some of that.
I've actually heard people say,
With me, I break it down to the point of,
why do people not know what they have?
because they get confused. Now, I'm going to tell you how they get confused. There's industry jargon that you use in the radio industry. I'm not going to know it. There's industry jargon I have that if I speak to my associates, my clients are not going to know. But if I tell you point blank, Steve, here you have this company, and this is what you get from here, Okay, you have a $30 deductible. You have to pay this if you go get medication. You have to pay this for that. And I point it out to you and I show it to you, and where you understand it, you know what you have. But if I start giving you all this mumbo jumbo and start telling you about how, I'm painting you this Picasso and it's actually a stick figure, I'm not Bobby Ross by any means, but what I'm saying is if I have to go paint you that picture and just to sit there to appease you, my picture is not going to appease you. My picture is going to be telling you what the real story is. And this way you really know what you have, because you'll never question it. And if you have a question what you have, you pick up the phone and call me. Once they sit down with someone, within 5 minutes, they see their whole financial future in front of them. They understand. Like, Dan, I spent $10,000 on a financial plan. I didn't know anything. I sat with you for 5 minutes. Oh, my God. What am I doing?
Well, you know what? This is why you've got to give them a call. I would not wait. Call them tomorrow. Give everybody your phone number.
It'll be 954-599-1950.
We're going to go to break right now. Hey, if you got a question for Dan, give us a call here at 888-721-0074. Don't forget, open enrollment starts in October. And we'll go into a little bit of that when we come back. We have got so much more. This is the Ask the Expert Show, and don't forget, on 1470 AM, our sister station, today from 5 to 6, we have our HOA and condo law show. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Experts radio show. This is our 5th year and running, and we have our show also on 1470 AM today from 5 to 6. We have the K. Bender Rimbaum Law Firm. They do community law, condo association. Their show's been running for 4 years. We're talking about wealth management today. This is the Simon Group USA. We've got both Dan Simon and we've got Phyllis Simon, his mom. She's sick today. She's been the one who's been talking for the last couple months. And people like you. Boy, someone really liked you last month. But you know what? Sometimes people go, you know what? I don't have a lot of money. And I haven't really saved much. I'm in my 50s. Is it too late for me?
I could start singing If I Was a Rich Man.
Yeah. But you don't have to have millions of dollars.
Not at all. I'll tell you this, Steve. And you have to help people that need help. I was raised that way. You always sit there and put your hand out to help people that really, deep down inside, guess what? If they weren't taught, no one wanted to work with them. They didn't think they had anything to work with. I'm the type of person that I will help anybody that walks through my door, regardless. Don't forget, Steve, we also do the Affordable Health Care Act, where I help people that are basically brink of poverty with their health insurance. I sit down with them and to make sure that they're taken care of on the health side of it. So we have divisions in my company that I always will give back to anybody that has an open ear and an open mind that wants to learn about their financial future. I will help them. And that's my motto with my company and my employees. I make sure they understand that also. And it's funny because I look at my mom, I'm like, you never turn your nose up, at anybody or anything. And that's the way I was raised.
So are you saying it's never too late to start saving?
Never too late to start saving.
I mean, I'm not saying if you're 95.
The earlier the better. Listen, when you have more yesterdays than tomorrow.
But you don't have to be a millionaire.
You don't have to be, but you have to know how to manage your money.
Exactly.
It's not how much you spend, it's how much you save. That's what the key is. And sometimes your spending habits, you can be a multimillionaire inside in your heart, but guess what? Not in your pocket. And the bottom line is that you have to curb your spending a little bit.
Sad story, my brother is a financial advisor in Dallas, and we used to make fun of him, the way he took care of his money. Oh, you're cheap, and he was. But boy, he's got a lot of money now.
Mm-hmm.
So all the people who made fun of him now he's the one with the last laugh because he knew what to do with his money and he didn't care what anyone else said. And he's going to have a really nice retirement.
Of course.
And, I've got to bring this up because you have all different sorts of insurance. And I'm saying that you're not married to one certain company.
Not at all. I actually...
Because it sounds like a conflict of interest.
It would be a
have
conflict.
one vehicle
of course.
to sell.
What happens to me is, listen, you have the big box companies. Then you have the one-offs, I call them. There's specialty.
What is that?
One-offs. They specialize in one product only from there. Just depending on what your situation is, you could sit there and come in and say, you know what, Dan, here's my problem. I find the solution. So you know what, but there's 4 companies out there that have the product. And this is the difference between each one. So I find the best one from that company out there. When you are married to one company, guess what? They can only sell that one company. That's right.
Exactly.
Number one, Phyllis. Number 2 is you're saying to yourself, you're not in what's in my best interest. You're doing what's in the company's best interest.
Exactly.
And guess what? Someone that only sits there, if you go to, it's almost like buying a car. You go to a car lot, right? Say you go to this one that sells all different brands out there. The guy's trying to sell you a car. Doesn't matter if it's the BMW, the Mercedes, the Toyota, the Lexus. It doesn't matter. But if you go to Lexus, they're trying to sell you just the Lexus. So what's the difference? So that guy at the other lot has to be a product specialist in all the different brands.
Exactly.
That's what we do. We're product specialists in all different brands. So it's not just where, in our industry, where you have, and we're going to go back to the attorney or the CPA or the accountant or the stockbroker, where they have wholesalers come in and from that one brand, and they get a buy list of what to buy and what to push, and it's cookie cutter, and everybody gets the same thing regardless if you want tuna that day. Like Henry Ford, you can buy any car you want as long as it's black. Right? So that's what they do. And you know what? I look at them and say, no. You cannot do something like that. And it comes down to why are they pushing it? Because they work for the house and they're pushing that product. And I don't believe in that. And I tell my brokers, and I'll take a line from John Panette, nay, I will not sit there and offer that to somebody if it doesn't fit their needs.
What we do different on this show, there's a lot of financial shows on the station. It's a finance station.
Mm.
And what I love about this show is this is a teaching show. You are out there teaching people, not out there selling one product. You're actually teaching. This is like a free course for you. And, I love how you look at things. I love how you treat your clients, what you look for. And it just, I am telling you, give everybody your phone number because, a lot of people who do have high income have a planner, but you know what? It's never a problem to talk to somebody else.
100%
Get
correct.
a second opinion. This is your money.
Even a third opinion. And I'll tell you this right now. You can reach us at 954-599-1950. 95% of the people that come in and sit down with me, they went to their brokers, their agents, and everything else. If you are totally fine in what you have, I will tell you but stay where you are. I don't believe in changing products if they're good for you. If they're not good for you, I'm going to let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly of that product that
so
you have.
So they can make a true decision.
Of course. And now, a lot of times I hear the guy was such a nice guy. I'm glad he was a nice guy. You know what? I don't want to be the nice guy. I want to be the right guy. That's the difference.
I love it. What is the biggest question when a new client contacts you? What's the biggest question they have?
They're going to have coffee
Please
or tea when they come in.
How much you charge?
No.
Are we going to have coffee?
Are they going to have coffee or are they going to have tea when they come in? Plus the biscottis. I keep on losing the biscottis in the office. I don't know what's going on with that. The biggest question they have, they don't, you know what, besides what's going on in the economy, but you know what, their biggest question really is, they don't know where to start. They don't know what they have. They kind of, it's almost like a deer in the headlights type of thing. So when I sit down with them, I'm like, what's your biggest concern? And usually people will say it's money, right? You think. But people's biggest concerns, I don't think really are money. I think it's more their health. And, it's coming to being because when you start talking to them, their health is a big part of this, the conversation. They need to be guided of what their concerns should be. You can't be concerned if you can't control it. If you can control something, you don't have to have a concern about it. So if you grab it and you have that concern, you look up Google what's people's biggest concerns in life are. You know what? It's changed a lot over the last 5 years of what they should be concerned with. And, and I'm sure it's not about reality TV, what people should be concerned with. It's more about they should be more concerned when they're going to retire, make sure their health insurance is in place, make sure that all their insurance is in place and their money's all set up in the markets properly. A lot of times I find they got pushed into products they really didn't need. And I hate to say a lot of them were annuity products that they were too young to be in them. There's a big difference between managed money and annuities. And the difference is annuities basically mutual funds with an insurance wrapper. That's all that is from there. And a lot of times the person was only licensed to sell that one product. And they slammed them into that product. And I say slammed because it really was slammed. And the fees are so high inside there, the client's not really having any justice. And that's one thing that if you ask what the big concern is, when someone has annuities, you need to sit there and really have that talk, not with the company you bought it from. You talk to an independent outside counsel from there. They'll strip through it and do side-by-side comparisons of what you have. This way you know what you got. They're going to yes you to death when it comes down to it.
People asking a lot about the stock market.
My clients are all
they
very...
afraid?
They're not. You know what it is? It's... They have questions, they do have questions, but you know what? Knock on wood, we did such a phenomenal job that my clients are, Dan, listen, we have no complaints at that point. It's phenomenal.
Because I told you that the press out there, the media is, we're in for a recession. And I would think that's probably a big question too. But it's the only one who thinks that is the media, and they have.
Well, depending on which media you watch, and listen, I don't get political.
Even Fox is starting to talk.
Well, of course, listen, if you look at Comcast or you look at AT&T and you look at the news channels, I found a new one called Cheddar, which we were watching today for the millennials, and I was like, wow, like they really give information, but you won't find them on Comcast. You won't find them on certain things out there. So, however people get their news feeds, right? If it's more leaning left, more leaning right, or down the middle. Here's the bottom line. Control the media, you control the people. Okay? People need to get fact, and they have to make their own decision. Stop listening to opinionated news commentators out there because they're going to drive you nuts, number one. You want to watch the Cartoon Network or whatever that's called.
Who do you like listening to? Because I know there's a guy, Charles, he's on Fox.
Charles Payne.
Charles Payne. I love this guy.
Actually, I have TVs all over my office, all the news all over.
Stuart Varney, I love him.
Guess what? All the volume's off.
What?
All the volume is off because I look at two different things. I look at what the market's doing and what the traders are doing and how, and everybody else listens to the noise. I watch the action. So what happens is that anybody can persuade anybody by saying one thing, like the media had that recession and Walmart said we're not in a recession, and then this one said this and that one said this. It's all the blame game, and you know what? Everybody needs to just calm down and get their news and just get the facts and make their own decisions. And then guess what? They won't be in hysteria.
We have a little student in the classroom who's raising her hand.
I raised my hand.
I couldn't see you sitting in the back.
Pardon my voice today because it's really bad, but just to bring up a point about the recession, I got a phone call last week from a client and asked me how I felt about this recession we're going into.
That's how they
I
said it?
I
Yeah.
said, wait a minute. Do you still have your job? She said, yes. I said, did your company lay off anybody? No. I said, so why do you think we're going into a recession? You work for a company that deals with service industries. That's the first thing that gets destroyed when there's a recession.
Okay.
So she says, you're right. She says, well, why are they talking about this? I said, because the media is trying to convince the people that if we have a recession, the current president won't be reelected.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. It's a pity that the media is trying to control the crowd. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Unbiased opinion. Good old days of Walter Cronkite. So I'm aging myself a little here.
That's okay.
Excuse me.
He didn't
but,
get fired like Dan Rather did for
you know,
lying.
right. And
Or
when
Bill
I
Kamal.
was in my teenage years, I listened to Walter Cronkite. And my parents and my grandparents trusted him because he gave real news. And today, it's the opinion of the newscaster. It's
That was
not
journalism in those
it's
days.
not
Of course.
fact. And I've learned to watch other stations that have real facts. And it's not Fox. It's not any of the major channels. It's called One American News.
I
That's
love
it.
One American
and
News.
it is perfect.
And I love what
because
you
it
said.
tells you-
You're looking at the numbers.
That's
Exactly.
Numbers don't lie.
Yes.
People do.
Exactly.
We're going to go to break. This is the Simon Group USA. We have both Dan and his mom Phyllis here, and when we come back for our last quarter, we've got so much more to talk about. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950. And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert show. Every week at this time, we have special experts. But I got to tell you, and I don't do this very often, I love our sponsors. But I got to tell you something. You know, when it comes to wealth management and your money, that is so, so important. So this is not, well, to me, this is easy, but I so recommend the Simon Group. You know, this is not supposed to be a commercial. This is a show to educate you. And you know what? If you like what our sponsors are saying, you call them up. But we bring you the best of the best. And that's why the show has been running for 5 years, successfully 5 years. So I'm so glad we were so lucky to get the Simon Group USA. And they're with you the first Thursday of each month from 3 to 4. You know, we were talking about planning, and that's the most important thing, is planning.
Of course.
And
It's like planning a trip. You're going to go on a road trip. You break out your map. But guess what happens? On that road trip, you got a storm. You have a fork in the road. You have a branch down. You got to make a turn. You got to make a left or right. So things do change. Remember, on a daily basis, things do change in your life. We're there to help you, guide you, and fix the change that happened on that road to get you back on course. Things happen. Clients call all the time. They need money.
Things change.
People pass away. Someone gets hurt. look, take for instance, for 6 months I had a knee injury, but I made it to the office. I started doing my things out there, and guess what happens? You don't think you're going to get hurt, but you get hurt. And I've been injured for 6 months and rehabbing it, and with my knee, I'm going to get back on track. But if I had any other type of profession where I wasn't at a desk, I wouldn't be able to go to work. And think of that, what would happen to my finances if I couldn't pay my mortgage, I couldn't pay my car payment, repo, foreclosures. This is what happens to people. So it doesn't matter if you have, everybody's supposed to have the 3 months rainy day money put away for themselves. Guess what? Hopefully they do. If they don't, they got to put something in the old chock full of nuts can in the backyard, right? Digging up those coffee cans because they need their money. It happens. One downfall, one pitfall. Someone comes to you because they're down on their luck, and you feel like a good Samaritan, and you want to lend money to them, and then they put you in a bind because they can't pay you back. They can't do things. You see things all over the place, what happens to people. And what ends up happening to them is you try to be the good person in your own finances, in your own world, and everything you try to do. Well, guess what happens? Life happens. So you got to be prepared for everything that hits you.
Yeah, you were coming out of the synagogue the other day, and 22 people jumped you with a hammer and banged your knee, and you came out of it. You're fine.
That's why they call me the Hebrew Hammer.
Tell people why they should retain your company.
Trust. We treat everybody like family, and what I mean by that
That's
is
true. First time I came in.
yeah, it's you get the good, the bad, the ugly with us. We're going to tell you the truth, and you have to trust us as we have to trust you.
I love that foot massage, by the way.
Anytime.
When you said
Anytime.
all the clients get foot massage. No, but because there are so many companies out there.
There's a ton of them, and
What
I listen to them.
separates you from everybody? And you can
We're not
brag, it's
product.
okay.
We're not product driven. We're actually solutions driven. And if there's no solutions we have for you, we'll let you know there's no solutions. But what comes down to being of when a client walks away feeling that they're secure, that's the main thing to me. Is they're secure. They know they can sleep well at night, knowing my money's protected, my family's protected. They did a hell of a job for me. I turn around. That's where I get my pride in it. My name's on the door. And God forbid someone tarnishes my name on that door of one of my employees or something. I hate to say this, there's hell to pay. And what I mean by that is that don't embarrass the family. It almost sounds like from The Godfather. Don't embarrass the family. It comes down to me. I take a lot of pride in our company, a lot of pride. And I want my clients to know that our pride is so much out there that we'll do whatever it takes for them to make sure that they are taken care of properly.
You know, we have a lot of older people in their 60s, and something, I believe it's next month, with Medicare,
Oh, yeah.
open enrollment.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, so I told the story last time. I was one of those idiots who didn't keep up with it. And I'm going to tell you something. I found out it's too late how it works when you have to apply for it. And if you miss that open enrollment, you got to wait another year.
That's right.
And that's what happened to me. So how old do they need to be?
Well, usually most people turn 65. They're eligible for Medicare.
Right now. I mean, this would
Right
be for the
now,
next
if they turn
4
65
months.
anytime this year, they were eligible for Medicare. Open enrollment starts October 15th for anybody that's currently on it that wants to change their plan.
That's right.
So
That's
they
right.
can do that.
Anybody that's 60
Especially
should
the
call.
supplemental.
Of course.
That's just, and even with the supplemental too, if they're insurable. Remember, supplemental plans don't have to take you on unless you're in a guaranteed period. So that's something
That's
that
right.
people have to understand. The
What about
difference.
pre-existing? Can you have pre-existing in Medicare?
I'm sorry?
When you have
Pre-existing?
Medicare, they allow pre-existing?
Medicare is give me, and it doesn't matter if you have a pre-existing.
Okay, what about
with Medicare.
supplemental?
Supplement can not be given to you if you have a pre-existing condition.
But Steve has a metal plate in his
Sure.
head.
Yeah.
In 2020, in January, people will be able to get off their Medicare Advantage plan to go on to another Medicare Advantage plan if they didn't make a decision between October 15th and December 7th.
You could change doctors, too.
So you could change,
Of course.
right.
Yeah.
You can always change your doctors, even
Well,
if you're
I
on a
found out
regular
something.
plan.
So I don't I don't have the PPO plan.
You have an HMO. I
I have
remember.
an HMO. And I'm going to tell you something. I just learned because I looked at the groups of doctors in the
Right.
group. Just because they're in the group, my doctor does not have to send me to them.
No.
I said, but they're on the plan. They said, no, we don't
No,
send
he
people.
has his own group of guys.
His own network.
Yeah.
They share the fees they get.
Well, real quick, it's open actually enrollment for everybody coming up October,
Yeah.
November when it comes to health insurance. So it does for the Affordable Health Care Act and also for Medicare.
November
but
1st.
that's November 1st for everybody else. But 65 plus is October 1st,
October 15th
15th. I'm sorry, but you have to get
And
in
it
before.
lasts for how long?
until December 7th.
Okay, it's not a big time.
No,
6
it's
weeks.
6 week window.
That's
And you
it.
know what happens is people find out about it. They call afterwards. They have to wait. They call pre-hand and they don't call back. So what happens is I would tell anybody now start calling now and put your name on the list to get a call back from when open enrollment is, regardless if it's for Medicare or regular health insurance.
Right.
This way our staff will reach out to you to let you know it's time for open enrollment. Now's the time to start calling at 954-599-1950.
I'm telling you, and I found out though, if I would have gotten a PPO, I could have had that doctor. You can choose. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get to pick your doctors basically.
That's true.
So, listen, that's why you need to call the Simon Group. They will be able to tell you. There's a lot of rules, but I got to tell you, Medicare is wonderful.
It is.
Oh my God,
It
it
is.
is amazing.
It is, and you pay for it too.
Well, yeah, you pay for it,
Mm-hmm.
but not what I paid for on the Affordable Care Act.
No.
Of course.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
true.
how they dropped that word? It's no longer the Affordable
It's the CARE Act at
yeah,
this point.
because people were making fun of it.
I know.
And it's still, right now, the way it's set up, it's still Obamacare.
It's pretty much.
But the Republicans are getting all the blame for
The only
it.
doctor that's left on there is Kevorkian. So.
Oh. That's a great doc. Listen, I love having you guys on.
Thank you.
And I mean, this has been a great show. And eventually, you're going to be putting the shows up. So, give everybody your website.
It'll be www.thesimongroupusa.com. That is www.thesimongroupusa.com.
Give them a call. I totally recommend them. And you know, I don't do that very often. I recommend the Simon Group. Go in there, set up an appointment. I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love with them. We sure have here. They're going to be back in October, first Thursday of the month, with more great advice. And we're going to be back at 5 o'clock today on 1470 AM with more Ask the Experts. Have a great week. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574-6999 to become one of our experts on the show. And tune in again next week for more Ask the Experts with Steve-O.
The